Alright, well, I guess we can get into it. Let me change the current risks thing real quick, because we no longer have that tornado emergency. Okay. Let's update our warning counts. 9 tornado warnings. Absolutely insane. And 11 severe thunderstorm warnings. Okay, so we have multiple tornado warnings ongoing. Hopefully, I think Omaha was impacted by another tornado while I was making my video. Yeah, it looked like it tracked through literally downtown central Omaha. Yeah, that's not good. A lot of these tornadoes are extremely large. I want to go here. I know it's hard to read, but we need a 4-panel for this. We need to be able to see correlation coefficient and velocity as well as reflectivity all at the same time. So this is on the ground. You can tell that there's really strong rotation here. That's for shoulder in Iowa there. A very strong tornadic signature. And we also have this. This is very strong rotation and insanely massive debris ball. Thankfully, this looks like it is for mainly rural areas. It looks like. Yeah, that is thankfully for mainly rural areas, tracking to the northeast of Omaha. And then we also have this here, very strong rotation, very tight rotation, and very, very deep reflectivity, or correlation coefficient drop there. Very, very large amounts of debris being lofted into the atmosphere. That may even impact McClelland, as well as some of these smaller towns, as well as Neola, Iowa. And we have a couple tornado warnings further down to the south here. Looks like all of these are observed. Our velocity is having a hard time, actually. You can definitely tell that there is rotation with these storms, because they definitely could very well be on the ground, but I don't. It's kind of hard to tell because they're so far away from the radar site. It does look like we may have a little bit of a correlation coefficient drop on both areas of rotation there. These two could merge into one another, and then that would rapidly increase the chance for tornado genesis. We also have this tornado warning here. Oh my gosh. extremely violent rotation there, but it is far away from the radar site, so we are probably getting the more upper levels. But it's honestly hard to tell if it's actually on the ground or not. What is this storm doing? This one's just severe thunderstorm warning. We don't have a tornado warning down there anymore. So we have multiple tornado warnings that we are currently tracking. Have a tornado warning for a new Norfolk in a Woodland Park here. It's not that tight. It is fairly broad, but it could tighten up and still could produce the tornado there. But I think we're mainly going to track around the Omaha region for now. I mainly want to watch these two tornadoes here. This one and this one here. Because these have some really deep correlation coefficient drops. They're kind of messy, but they also have some really strong rotation on them. So areas that of impact could potentially be McClelland, Underwood, Neola, Minden, as well as mainly rural areas just to the northeast of Omaha there. If you do live in the affected area for any of these tornado warnings, please get to shelter immediately. Am I streaming? Okay, there we go. Hold on, I have food downstairs. I'm gonna go and eat that real quick. Yeah, this species is doing an absolutely wonderful job by not increasing the tornado risk when the worst thing that possible that would indicate an increased tornado risk to a 15% tornado risk was not updated to indicate such. And the biggest issue is this may not be the only day that this happens. We still have Saturday that we're going to have to try and get through. Yeah, still two very tight areas of rotation. This is a very tight area of rotation there. And it's still a tornado on the ground, actually. Actually, there may be a tornado maybe more off to the northwest of this storm on the main tornadic circulation. There still is probably a correlation coefficient drop on that. However, it does look like there may be a little bit of a correlation coefficient drop on the other area of rotation to the northeast. And then we also have really defined hook echo there. Some very strong rotation and a very messy debris. That's probably likely old debris being lofted into the atmosphere. Um, yeah, still very tight rotation on both couplets. I am concerned that these may merge. You can see how their warning boxes are kind of indicating that they may kind of move together here. If they do merge, that will likely rapidly increase the chances of tornado genesis. I also will watch this cell to see if this hooks back around, but it may be more elevated. Well, yeah, further down to the south as well is also looking crazy. Yeah, but both of these tornadoes are confirmed. This one's radar indicated. We also have another area of rotation further off to the north that may impact Soldier. That does have a tornado warning. That's not good. How many of these are PDS tornado? That one has to be observed to be PDS. Yeah, I don't think any of these are PDS right now. Kind of shocking, to be honest. I do try and plan to take it the whole night tonight. Regardless of how long it takes, I'm going to try and stream for the entire time. That should definitely be a fun challenge that I can try and do. But we'll just continue to track these for the next couple of hours. We're still watching more additional development further down to the south with some of these tornadoes here, or this very widespread area of tornado warnings. Further down to the south, we have 10 tornado warnings still. This is truly a tornado outbreak. I don't know. I guess because we know what these storms are going to look like, I guess we can kind of switch this over to velocity here and switch this to correlation coefficient so we can watch debris. So that way it's not too much clutter. But here's still some pretty tight rotation. Further off to the north in that more northern cell, it is much more tight. They're continuing to pump out these tornado warnings. There's 11 tornado warnings right now. Like, this is not a good scenario. There's still debris. You can clearly see debris on correlation coefficient here, and those deeper blues there, very clearly indicating correlation coefficient drop and debris being lofted into the atmosphere here. Sorry, I did not mean to do that. We're already up to 55 tornado reports. These are definitely two strong tornadoes. You can still clearly see, not as well defined, but still some greens there indicating the lower end correlation coefficient being indicated. I don't know about this storm. This one's so messy, I honestly can't tell if it's on the ground or not. This one definitely is still the northern one. Thankfully, the northern one is tracking through mainly rural areas. To the north, though, we do have the storm that did just pass over Soldier. Hopefully that wasn't on the ground, but does it look like there may be a little bit of debris swirling around in the atmosphere? Hopefully that's not debris. Hopefully that's just contamination there. But it doesn't look too good for Soldier. But Ute is next on the chopping block for that storm, so definitely make sure you're taking shelter if you live in that affected area. Um, uh, yeah, still, if you do live in Neota, Neota, Iowa, please take shelter immediately. This is a very dangerous situation. Tornado could potentially be on the ground. Um, and thankfully, this tornado is tracking through mainly rural areas. Definitely gives me a break compared to what we just went through on the last live stream. Still have no idea about these tornado warnings down here. I mean, they have rotation, but I feel like the NWS may be throwing out these tornado warnings like willy-nilly. Especially these one off to the north here. I mean, I definitely tell that there are some areas of rotation here that may be supportive of a tornado warning, but they are uh, kind of hard to define. There's still multiple areas of rotation still, though. Like this here, there's still maybe what seems to be a little bit of debris. Hopefully that's going away here soon. Unfortunately for this tornado warning, it does look like we do have some weaker rotation, but it does look like we may have a little bit of a correlation coefficient drop there. But we can also compare that to reflectivity. That may just be hail contamination, though. This is still concerning, though. That's some pretty broad, but also tight rotation as well. You definitely make sure you're taking shelter immediately. This is a dangerous situation. If you know anyone that lives in Ute, Iowa, or if you yourself live in Ute, Iowa, please take shelter immediately. Um, and my food is ready now, so I'll be right back. Oh, hey, how's it going, Woods? I just want to pop in and say that you're doing amazing. Thank you. It's honestly been really rough, especially with the last live stream that we had like an hour ago. That was hopefully the only time that anyone sees me like actually getting emotional on a live stream like that. But thank you for tuning in. It looks like we just got a classic handoff here to another mesocyclone. This is a really broad but strong area of rotation with it getting really tied up in there. That's definitely able to produce the potential for tornadoes, but there's still no correlation coefficient drop. Hopefully stays that way. Passes over the town of Midden. Hopefully doesn't touch down at all. There was something I was needing to check. Oh, and my tier list for my color tables, I guess, is back to what it was. I guess I can't. I guess I'll have to do it again. Oh, okay, never mind. I know what I was going to do. So, my storm chaser friend that's out in the field right now, Jackson WX, he is getting some pretty good stuff right now. He's seen a tornado. Okay, yeah, he's giving me the go-ahead to show you guys the stuff that he got. He does want me to say one thing, though. It was a multi-vortex, a wedge, and a cone all in one storm, and it had twins. I don't know what storm he was on. It was at least one of these tornado-producing ones. Let me listen to these some of these videos to make sure that they're appropriate for YouTube real quick, and then I'll show them. Oh my god, are you serious? Did we get another tornado emergency? I can't be making this up. There's another tornado emergency. Hold on, Jackson, I don't know if you're tuned into the stream or not, because you just had some like crazy level of psychic. Okay, never mind, you are turned into the stream. I'm gonna have to show those later because another tornado emergency. I can't make this up. Usually you don't see one in months. There's been two today. This is truly an extremely rare event. I have to get the word out for this. Give me just a couple of moments. I will do this. Oh my god. That's not the thing I wanted to see whenever I opened up reflectivity was a debris ball. That's the one thing I didn't want to see. Is it going to rain tomorrow? Roy Glaze, you will have to give me a location, then I can, tell you. Oh my god. Oh, holy... I'm gonna have to oh my god, not again. Dude, what? If you live in this affected area, that does include the small towns of Persia, Tennant, Portsmouth, Panama, Westphalia, Harla, Kirkman, Erling, Delians, and Irwin, including in the tornado warning, Minden. They issued that a little late because there's all this debris from the town of Minden. Please get to shelter immediately. This is a dangerous situation. A strong and deadly and violent tornado has just been confirmed to be on the ground. Please take shelter immediately. This is no joke. And tornado emergency just extended. This tornado warning was upgraded to a tornado emergency. Sorry for the lack of commentary. I am trying to get the word out about this. I can't be making this up. This is the second tornado emergency tonight. This is truly a tornado outbreak. If you live in these affected areas, Irwin, Harlan, Shelby, please take shelter immediately. This is a very dangerous situation. Very well-defined supercell and very well-defined debris ball as well. Okay, where do I need to get the word out? I need YouTube, Instagram, Mastodon, and then Discord. Let me get it on Discord first. That'll be the easiest. The tornado warnings just keep on coming. Holy. Oh my god, I need the Steam notification. Thank you. This is truly the craziest tornado outbreak I've covered thus far. Okay, please upload faster, Mastodon. Thank you. Oh, I'm just waiting for the nasty pictures to start coming out of the areas in the Tor E. Tor E stands for Tornado Emergency. Dude, I wish I was out there chasing so bad. This looks so cool. I'm having to deal with something right now. Apparently, a friend of mine is in the tornado emergency. I don't know if I can see his snap map location. I can't see a snap map location. Okay. How many tornado warnings were just issued in that, like, stretch? There's 12 right now. That's the highest we've had on the stream so far. Yeah, tornado emergency continues. Thankfully, it does look like it may be winding down a little bit, but there's still an extremely well-defined... Oh my god. I just broke Radar Omega again. I have to restart this. I hate it when it does this. Radar Omega has some of the worst user experience ever. I mean that. Okay, I guess Jackson is insisting on joining the stream for coverage. Okay, I guess we can do this. Okay. He'll give me update on the situation with my friend that's currently in the tornado emergency. I've told Jackson to tell him to go west, or sorry, east. Okay, I'll share my screen. You can also mute the stream if you need.
All right, I got your stream muted. Is the mic good, by the way?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right.
Okay. Again, tornado emergency continues for mainly small towns, but they're in very close proximity to one another in western Iowa. Honestly, kind of a little bit more confused on why they issued a tornado emergency, because these are more smaller end towns. But still an extremely dangerous situation for these towns that are in the path. We'll pull up velocity on this side, and we'll pull up correlation coefficient on this side so we can watch debris. There was an extremely well-defined debris ball previously. Where is it? Yeah. CC, correlation coefficient, literally doesn't work because there's so much debris as the tornado is over Minden. That's how much debris is in the atmosphere, because the correlation coefficient doesn't want to work because it's picking up so much. That's no joke. Still, this is still very messy, likely due to debris being lofted, but still extremely violent rotation there. Tornado emergency continues for 10 minutes. That's the town immediately in the chopping block. If you live in any of the affected regions, especially Tennant, Iowa, and western Iowa, mainly rural regions of western Iowa, please get to shelter immediately. This is an extremely dangerous situation. A large and very violent tornado has been confirmed to be on the ground. You'd have to be taking shelter if you want to survive this. Correlation coefficient is just so messy because there's so much debris. Also a little bit of contamination, but this is what we're looking for as far as debris. Right underneath the rotation here, a big debris ball. Lots of debris being picked up. Jackson, would you be able to take over for me for the next couple minutes? I'm trying to eat my food before it gets extremely cold.
Yeah, I can.
No, just, you know the drill. Just do what I do.
Yeah, can you, that works actually. Never mind. All right, so currently it's a tornado emergency. It's booking it northeast, and it's going to turn, it's currently right over the town of Tennant. and it's tracking towards Harlan, Iowa right now. Everybody in the path of this better get to a safe place right now. I highly recommend it. I don't recommend, I urge you to. This is a very dangerous situation. I don't think I've ever seen something this big.
If you want any chance of surviving this, you have to be taking shelter. This is an extremely dangerous situation.
Even though you might not be able to see it, that makes it even worse, because that means it's rain-wrapped, and it's even more intense in that case.
This doesn't look to be rain-wrapped.
No, it doesn't, but even if you couldn't see is what I'm saying. No matter what, if you're in a tornado warning, always seek shelter. Oh, look, it just got stronger.
Oh my god, it just had that debris ball be added back.
It just hit Tenant. Skylar's still in Harlan.
Obliterated.
Skylar's still in Harlan. His location stopped updating. Oh wait, he's in a different town now.
He may have pushed far east enough to be able to view it from a distance.
He just pushed to a different town. His location just updated. Where is it?
Where did he run off to?
He's in the path. What the fuck? Oh no. Sorry about that. Excuse my language. I apologize. I'm gonna be right back. I have to go tell this guy to get out of the path right now.
I don't have a snap map, so I'm not able to track where he is. Does he have spotter location on?
He does not have a spotter location, no. I just yelled at him, telling him to get east.
If anything, he should be east of Harlan, east of Harlan, and watching it pass.
He's southwest. He's southwest of Harlan.
Southwest of Harlan. He's literally positioning himself basically right in the path if he continues on a westward trajectory.
They just told me to be quiet, so that's their loss if they get hurt. It's out of my control now. We're about to have...
That's not their loss, dude. Hold on.
No, I just told them to get east, and they just told me to shut the fuck up.
Hold on, give me a second. Can you guys give me your current location? I don't know if I can hear. Nice job with those storms earlier, though. You got some like amazing pictures.
All right, they just sent me video. They have the wedge. They have it visible. They're in the path to the wedge.
Send me the video.
Yeah, I will. I will. Give me 1 second here. This thing's still a wedge. I'd recommend muting it if you put it on stream, because they say some stuff.
I will.
Alright, but...
I'll mute it regardless.
They just...
Holy cow. Okay, yeah, that's all they say. Here, I'll just screenshot it and I'll put it on stream for everyone to see. Alright, guys, here's the tornado that is currently associated with this tornado emergency. Still see that there is a very well-defined debris ball here. There is debris being lofted into the atmosphere, likely as a result of Tenet being right in the path of this thing. If you live in any of these affected areas, that includes Harlan, Portsmouth, Panama, Westphalia, Kirkman, Irwin, Defiance, and Erling, please take shelter immediately. This is a very dangerous situation. Currently crossing, I think, Road 44. I don't know. I don't know how to read road signatures. But this is the tornado that's currently associated with this supercell here. If I could zoom in, I would, but you can you can see it really well there. That is a very massive and violent tornado, and it shares very similar resemblance to the I would say the Iowa tornado that happened in 3/31/2023, just last year. The one that impacted southeastern Iowa with that high risk. That shows some very similar resemblance, especially with the white cloud bands for the mesocyclone just above the main tornadic circulation. And we're still just getting tornado warnings out the wazoo with this thing. But you can see how much debris is in the atmosphere. That's an insane amount of debris. Now I get the reason for the tornado emergency. The correlation coefficient doesn't even want to work because of the amount of debris that's in the atmosphere right now. There's areas in the debris ball that are literally not even showing up because of how much debris is in the atmosphere right now. This is an extremely dangerous situation. And I cannot stress enough that if you live in the path of this thing, to take shelter immediately. I'm very glad that the majority of these storms off to the northeast associated with this MCV is turning into more of an MCV-like feature. Where did my radar go?
Hey, by the way,
Where did my radar go?
just so you know, they got out of the path of it now. They're
I was thinking that they probably would, because they're experienced chasers. I don't think they would be stupid enough to sit in the path of it.
Yeah, I told them that their snap map was not loading, and they said, "Oh shoot." What's wrong?
I mean, there was some concern, but I trust them. They're experienced chasers.
You got your correlations working. It's just your reflectivity.
I don't know where my reflectivity went.
It went bye. It's had enough. I need to get radar Omega. I only have radar scope.
I'm thinking about getting that one program that starts with a W. I forgot the full name of it, but it's extremely expensive, but it's really good.
You mean GR Analyst or?
No.
Oh.
It's the one that Max Velocity used. No, he switched to Radar Omega.
Dude, that tornado I got earlier, I have never seen a tornado shapeshift that fast.
Yeah, how are you already back in where you are?
How am I already back home?
Yeah.
So if you do a thing called, I'm not even gonna finish. My lawyers have advised me not to finish this joke. Dude, look at that correlation. It's black.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. There's areas that don't even want to show up because of how thick it is. This is a insane debris ball here. There's an insane amount of debris being lofted into the atmosphere. Even though that this is extremely close to Harlan, hopefully it passes to the west of it. Do not try and see it. Remain in your shelter. Never know what this thing could do. This is an extremely dangerous situation. Even still, if it does miss, you will still have likely debris to rain all over the surrounding regions.
Hey, Joe. Mm-hmm. Even if a tornado does pass you, it can always loop around. Tornadoes have a tendency to sometimes make a huge loop.
Yeah, that's usually extremely rare. I haven't seen that happen outside of the Greensburg thing, but it's always a possibility.
I've seen it happen quite a lot. But then again, I've also chased a lot of lower end stuff.
This is truly a day for massive tornadoes.
I have no idea what the SPC did. It's only an enhanced. And tomorrow's only an enhanced. It's like they locked Broyles out of the SPC room.
They locked him out.
Why did they do that? All right, this tornado is passing right
Okay.
northwest of Harlan right now.
Uh,
There are still towns in the path of this right now. We're looking at a town in Kirkman and Westphalia, currently within the path. Westphalia is currently in a hail core. Irwin's also in the path right now. Anybody who's in the path, seek shelter right now. You got Defiance.
if
You
anything,
have
the hail is going to be the more of the lower end risk. You don't want to think of the hail more so over the tornado. The tornado is the biggest risk for this entire area. If you live in this warning polygon, if you know anyone that lives in this warning polygon, you or your loved ones need to take shelter immediately. This is unsurvivable if you do not take shelter. This is an extremely dangerous situation. This you see here is no joke. That's insanely dangerous.
the National Weather Service says this is a particular dangerous situation, and it also says this threat is catastrophic. This is a life-changing threat. If you are not in shelter, you're not going to last too long. Let me send you a screenshot of the NWS saying it's catastrophic.
Still debris being in. Oh my gosh, it got even worse on correlation coefficient.
Oh, it's probably hitting like a bunch of what's to that side of Harlan actually?
There is mainly outskirts that Harlan Inn suites may not be standing anymore.
Oh God. Hang on, I'm sending you this screenshot on Discord of the tornado emergency thing on radar scope. That's what the NWS put.
The the correlation coefficient drop is about 2 miles wide. The area of rotation, I would say, is probably at least a mile wide. This is an extremely large and deadly tornado. I haven't even checked velocity. Oh my gosh. It's messy because there's so much debris in the atmosphere, if that gives you any idea of what you're looking at. This is,
Just so you know, there are 2 more tornado warnings to the south right now.
yeah, there's a little bunch of messy stuff down there.
But this one right here is the main part.
If you live in this affected area, please get to shelter immediately. This is no joke.
It looks like this tornado is trying to occlude. Look at reflectivity.
Yeah, I would say its inflow jet's already cut off.
All right. But that doesn't mean the storm is dying.
If anything, that means it's maturing. Usually, whenever tornadoes occlude like that, they're more mature stage.
Yeah, and then they can cycle and be even stronger.
So this is what we're looking at. You have the RFD on the southern side, and you have the inflow jet pushing warm air into the north here, into the tornado itself, and then you have colder air circling on the southern side. This is where your tornado. Oh, that's not a good color. This is where your tornado would be. So usually as you would typically see whenever a cold front merges with a warm front, it occludes as it pushes that warm air higher up into the atmosphere between two areas of colder, between two cold masses. That leads to more of an occluded front, and that circles back around the other side of the tornado and lifts that warm air up into the tornado itself, and that's how you get a mature tornado. This is definitely an occluded tornado here. This is definitely a mature tornado currently ongoing.
And there's always a chance for it there's always a chance for the condensation funnel to just completely disappear, which will make it look like it's not there, but it's actually on the ground. Normally, there's going to be a debris cloud still on the ground. Actually, always.
Yeah, always, if there's a tornado on the ground, there's going to be a debris cloud with it, always. If you don't see that debris cloud, there's no tornado on the ground, but there's definitely a tornado on the ground.
Yeah.
But this is why I've always said that tornadoes are like miniature versions of surface lows, because you have the RFD that acts as a cold front and inflow that acts as a warm front in the warm sector, and that all feeds a surface low tornado.
I do know this. Let me check something real quick. I'm going to check a surface analysis.
I should probably have mesoanalysis pulled up.
I'm doing a surface analysis real quick so we can see what it's about to do.
I need mesoanalysis.
Surface maps. Okay, so this tornado is currently in an area with 65-degree dew points, so it's got heavy moisture.
Okay.
So
No more tornado emergency. It has been probably downgraded to a PDS tornado. Yep. It is still a PDS tornado warning, so this tornado is still on the ground. It is merging its tornado here. This tornado is taking its mesocyclone, is kind of absorbing it into the main downdraft there.
I'm gonna take a look at velocity real quick. I want to see what this looks like.
It's still extremely strong, but we'll
really
watch.
strong, yeah.
It's
I'm trying to see if it's gonna
extremely
go outflow
messy
dominant.
too.
I'm waiting for it to go outflow dominant.
It's about to, as it gets absorbed by the downdraft, but there's still a tornado on the ground, almost definitely. There's an insane amount of debris still. If you live in these affected areas, that includes Defiance, Irwin, probably not Kirkman anymore, please get to shelter immediately.
I mean, Kirkman can probably be hit by the outer.
At least the RFD, maybe not the outer rotation, maybe. I don't think. It's
I don't know.
outside of the main reflectivity thing. Yeah, it's far outside of the hook. It's also going to pass parallel, so it's safe to say that Kirkman is not going to be affected by this anymore.
Alrighty. Yeah, it does appear like it's heavily occluding now.
It's more so just being absorbed into the main downdraft.
They did extend this tornado warning.
I want to make sure that I'm actually getting the chats. I don't think I am. I think my chats.
There's no chat on there. The last message was, "Is it going to rain tomorrow?"
Okay. Because sometimes I don't know if I'm either just have no views on my live streams and no one watches them and no what.
Look at the storm to the south.
Am I about to see another tornado emergency?
Not emergency, but there's a lot of rotation. And there's two tornado warnings all the way to south of Kansas City.
This one's observed. Oh, that's definitely a tornado on the ground. Oh, Skidmore. Immediately, Skidmore is about to be hit by a tornado. If you live in this affected area, please take shelter immediately. Skidmore. That also includes equipment in Maryville in this tornado warning polygon in northwestern Missouri here. Again, tornado is definitely en route for Skidmore right now. Oh my gosh. That's all debris being lofted into the atmosphere. If you live in this affected area, please take shelter immediately. Hopefully everyone in Skidmore was already underground at least, or taking the necessary
the National
shelter.
Weather Service says a tornado is possible.
Says it's possible. This is observed.
I know. No, which one was it? The oh, never mind. I was reading the severe warning. Yeah, the severe warning says it's possible, but the tornado warning says it's there.
I'm pretty sure. Okay, I just looked at what you said about the tornado emergency saying threat catastrophic. I'm pretty sure it does that for any tornado emergency.
It probably does.
But this is very tight rotation, even though it's far away from the radar site, and definitely debris being lofted into the atmosphere.
Easily.
That's not a good look. If you live in this warning polygon that includes Quitman and Maryville, please take shelter immediately. This is a very dangerous tornado.
Also, the Skidmore one, that one's...
It's definitely been hit.
Okay, yeah. I'm looking north of that one, and there's a weak rotation up there, too. and then the original Tor-E
Oh,
is
this is
still...
this is a true tornado outbreak.
Minden looks completely gone in some
My friend just sent me a picture of what Harlan looks like, and it is not good. It is not good.
Can I please see this?
He is watching someone's stream, so it's also low quality, so make with it what you will.
I just want to see it. Oh. That's a heart-sinking feeling.
Dude, I did actually like get emotional on whenever I saw the tornado emergency for Omaha while I was tracking that on live. Like, I actually got emotional for the first time ever in my career.
Skyler was driving right in front of it right when that happened. I'm pretty sure he did. And then after the original chase I was on, I just decided to make a U-turn and head home so I can do this.
But, I mean, the radar imagery for the tornado in Omaha doesn't get any more defined. You can literally not have it get any more defined. A very prominent beware in the middle of a 75 dBz debris ball. There's literally no step above that would indicate a tornado being on the ground more than that.
Oh, also, if you're wondering which storm I was on, go back to 2:50 p.m. and switch to the Omaha. Stay on the Omaha radar.
The Omaha radar?
Yeah, at 2:50 p.m.
250.
Yeah.
My keys don't want to work. Oh, never mind.
If you go back to 2:50 p.m. North of Seward, there's a little storm that I was on. There's two of them. There's one that's north of Lincoln, and there's one north of Seward. That Seward one's the one I was on. The Lincoln one produced...
You were okay, so you were storm chasing a while back. So that's how you were how you were able to get home, because it was like that was so short.
This is the one next to Lincoln.
Yeah, did you I don't think you saw that massive wedge tornado that happened earlier today in central Nebraska.
No, that was insane. Like north of Grand Island. That was wild. It was on the ground for a few hours.
Yeah, that was on the ground for hours. Like, I remember like changing two classes worth. It was on the ground. Like, in the middle of school, I saw it once. I was like, holy cow. And it was still on the ground the next time I checked radar, like 2 hours later. Or not 2 hours, like 2 classes later.
It was wild.
What tornado is that? Because that looks fake.
Which one?
That photo you sent.
That's at 2:50 p.m.
Oh.
Look, you can see it says 1455, which is in CST, so it's 2:55.
Okay.
That was earlier.
Yeah.
I don't need to show that to stream since it's no longer happening, and I don't want people to be thinking that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't want to have that tornado on there anymore. That other tornado, that massive tornado that impacted Harlan, or Harlem. Yeah, Harlan. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. It shared extreme resemblance to the March 31st, 2023 tornado that impacted Iowa. Violent EF4. Same with the one that impacted Omaha. Both looked very similar. Both were massive wedges.
Is it just me, or is there a tornado warning behind the one that's like right next to Defiance?
Defiance?
The trains are back. I'm gonna mute myself real quick. Yeah, there's 3 tornado warnings right there. The one that's in the back.
Oh, yes. Yeah, okay. What are they warning this for?
They let Broyles make the warnings now.
Hey, don't diss my boy Broyles.
Yeah, we need Broyles back. Bring Broyles back. I think they might just be doing it because of strong wind.
That would be
a severe warning.
I've seen too many times where the the NWS has issued a tornado warning for just the RFD and completely misses the warning, so I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. But there's still a PDS warning right now.
Yeah, there's
So
still
weather spotters.
a PS tornado warning. This is still very, very strong rotation here. There's also still like probably wild amounts of debris in the atmosphere right now.
I'm gonna take a look at satellite. Ooh. That's wild. Holy. Those are well-defined tops.
I haven't even looked at satellite. Last time I looked at it was when I was looking at that clearing.
I'm sending you this. This is a high-res satellite.
Oh my!
Look at my this image I just sent you.
Hold on, let me get Geo's G6 mesoscale 1 blue. Nope, don't want blue. Never mind.
True color.
There is no true color.
Oh, well, I have true color.
Red.
Just look at the image I sent you.
Okay.
That's Iowa. The Iowa-Nebraska border. You can see where both those tors are.
Oh my gosh, those are explosive updrafts. And you can even see some confluence bands ahead of them. What? Okay, so we have these. We have that satellite that we are talking about. These are the updrafts here. You can see how it's kind of like billowing out from the bottom where the wind is being pushed upwards by the updraft at the base and coming out at the top of the storm. So it kind of forms something that kind of looks a little not like that. A little like this. So all that wind is being pushed up and is kind of billowing outwards on the top of the storm at the equilibrium layer. As yeah, that's where it's all billowing out of. Yeah, past where it wouldn't be able to form regardless. All of these radar sites are so bad. All of these radar sites are far from what we need to be tracking these things. I mean, look at this. All of this blue you're seeing are upper level winds. Okay, let's continue to track this tornado warning for Manila here. There's still violent rotation here. It's kind of messy, but it is still violent. There actually may be 2 areas of rotation. I really wish I could be chasing this, to be honest. Tomorrow may be pretty big as well, but there's too many fail factors. I feel like this may be the more bigger day, potentially. Yeah.
Did you unmute stream yet? Okay, sweet.
Okay. So, man. Okay, so we were talking about tomorrow. Sorry for kind of not really, talking that much, but we were talking about tomorrow's risk. So, please pause. Thank you. I'm just trying to make sure that I get chat. Yeah, so there's definitely a tornado touching back down on the to the northwest of Manila, probably even impacting some portions of Manila. Yeah, definitely impacting some portions of Manila there. If you live in this affected area, please take shelter immediately. It is going to track through mostly rural areas after it crosses Road 141. But Aspinwall, not Aspinwall. Aspinwall definitely has the potential to be impacted by this thing. If you live in this warning box, please take shelter immediately. Even if it is more rural areas. Also, why do I have it highlighted as the wind risk? Okay. We also have a tornado warning further down to the south. Let's check out some of these. This one's observed. This one's also an observed tornado warning. I want to be able to see. This one's also an observed tornado warning. I can't really confirm that with correlation coefficient, but there's definitely some really strong and tight rotation there. Yeah, now I can. There's definitely debris being lofted in the atmosphere. There's definitely a tornado on the ground, indicated by correlation coefficient there. And then we also have these tornado warnings that have kind of just been all over the place. This is definitely some really strong rotation. We are seeing the more upper levels of the mesocyclone because of how high that radar beam is going up into the atmosphere, but it is still definitely pretty strong and definitely could drop a tornado. So even with some of these other smaller areas of rotation that are currently tornado warned, this could still produce the potential of tornado even if they do look less conducive. And then we also have this. This is also deepening again. This tornado is touching back down to the northwest of Manila here. Thankfully, this is going to track through mainly rural areas to the northeast. It does have some time before Vale, West Side, and Arcadia. They probably will extend the tornado warning to include those those three small towns along Highway 30. So definitely make sure taking the necessary precautions and taking shelter if you live in this affected area. Definitely a dangerous situation. Tornado has been confirmed to be on the ground. It does have the observed signature on it.
So I just looked at Skylar's video on his Snapchat story, and it was a dead man walking tornado when it hit Harlan.
The phrase "dead men walking" has just been so tainted to me because of TikTok.
Yeah, I know, but just literally, it's a multi-vortex tornado. It was
Yeah.
a massive multi-vortex tornado. I almost said the forbidden three words or three letters. I don't want to say that, yeah, because we don't know. But it was a massive one. They just extended the tornado watch, apparently. I don't actually. That's probably been there since I just opened up my tornado watch. There's another tornado watch to the south. There's multiple. There's 4 tornadoes.
Dude, I really like the fact that you got to see a tornado with like the billowing updraft that immediately immediately got sheared away. So it looks like the tornado is kind of separate from the storm itself. That's always like what I've wanted to see when I go storm chasing.
Yeah, you should just pull up to Nebraska real quick.
Dude, if I do go to Nebraska this summer, then I will probably be guaranteed to storm chase. I definitely think we could make a really good team storm chasing.
Yeah. Oh, they just extended that tornado watch. It's even bigger now. Or no, that's the exact same one. Never mind. What am I saying?
Yeah, I don't think the tornado watch has changed. I haven't seen any differences.
I'm just gonna close the tornado watch there so I stop yapping about those.
But this is probably on the ground. I can't really tell, because
It's far away, right?
Yeah, it's really far away from the radar site, and we're seeing more of the upper levels of the atmosphere, than the surface. So all this is likely higher up in the atmosphere. Like all of this blue is not at the surface. This is likely thousands of feet in the atmosphere. So this is probably around 500 millibars, I would say this is definitely in line with what we saw at our 500 millibar level.
It's likely just a mesocyclone.
Yeah, but it's we
I
can
mean,
also
normally it takes a lot more energy to spin it at that high up.
yeah, isn't base reflect yeah, if we have the mesocyclone like extend this far up in the atmosphere, then it's probably extended down to our surface as well. Isn't
Yeah,
base
and
reflectivity like at the surface? I don't know though.
I do not know.
I've always seen base reflectivity. I've never known if it was at the surface or not, but if anything, it would make sense if it was at the surface.
Differential reflectivity. What even is that?
I genuinely have no idea. It's another dual pole product. I think it's for
I
hail.
like using storm relative velocity.
I would use that more, but it sucks on Radar Omega.
It's really good on radar scope.
Yeah.
It's also super helpful when you're storm chasing. You just need to know without figuring out where the radar is too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, this is definitely
storm,
deepening more.
Yeah, the one by Manila.
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to say, but it does look like it just switched outflow dom. Wait, I'm still on storm relative.
I haven't even looked at reflectivity in a hot while.
Yeah, it just switched to outflow dominant. It looks like it's starting to die.
All right, what I'll do is I will pull up Radar Omega on my phone so I can look at the reflectivity. So I mainly want to keep it on velocity and correlation coefficient.
Okay, well, the tornado by Manila kind of went outflow dominant.
We have 59 tornado reports so far.
Wow. And this is just an enhanced risk.
Yes.
What should have been a moderate, but we're not going to worry about that. It's still performed.
It still performed way more than expected.
Yeah.
This is definitely turned.
I think the SPC thought they were going to be able to catch it lacking this time. Instead, the storm caught the SPC lacking.
Yeah, this is definitely a
Dude, the amount of tornado reports in the path of where that tornado was.
Yeah, this is definitely a upper echelon tornado outbreak. This is definitely crazy.
I don't think I've ever seen something this.
I haven't either. This is the first time I've seen something this crazy in my career. It's the first time I've also almost had an emotional breakdown on stream as well. I did get emotional on stream where I had to track that tornado emergency for Omaha.
Wasn't it about 4 o'clock when that happened?
Yes, I think. I think it was more so around 5.
I'm gonna
take 4 for you.
4:30. I'm looking at 4:43, and
there's still definitely a tornado on the ground with this. It's definitely a little bit more on the messy mode, or messy side of things, but there's definitely still a correlation coefficient drop, indicating that there would still be debris being lofted in the atmosphere.
Falling apart.
It is falling apart a little bit more, but there's still definitely a tornado currently on the ground.
Okay, that tornado hit Omaha at about 5 o'clock. Yeah, it hit Omaha at 5 o'clock. Wow. That's a well-defined radar signature if I've ever seen it.
Beware with a 75 dBz debris ball. Yeah, it doesn't get more defined than that.
I'm at a loss.
Dude, I literally had the same thing happen to me while I was tracking that. I literally lost all words whenever I saw it, and I watched it live.
I was on the way home, so I didn't really look at radar, but wow.
Yeah, but I feel you there. I literally didn't know what to say whenever I saw that one radar scan. 2023 has definitely, or 2024 has definitely turned itself around, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I knew it was going to happen sometime. It was going to
yes, it was definitely. I definitely thought for a while that 2024 was just hiding until it could explode.
I mean, we did just flip over to a La Nina now.
Yeah, usually people were saying, I saw something on Twitter that usually in these big switches from El Nino to La Nina, there's usually something absolutely crazy that happens, but I don't know if I can confirm that because I don't know climatology that well.
I think it just happened. I think the crazy thing happened.
Yeah, it may also happen tomorrow. And the thing
Yeah,
is, this may not be as bad as tomorrow either. That's the thing.
we don't want to say that yet. I don't want to be
That's
doomcasting.
that's the thing. But it's if anything, this has tomorrow may have more potential than tomorrow. That's just That's on a meteorological standpoint. That's not even just doom casting.
That rotation, the upper level of that rotation, is definitely falling apart now.
It's definitely, but it's probably still on the ground. If you live in the town of Gravity, Lennox, or Clearfield, please get to
Oh, we're
shelter
talking
immediately.
about that one. We're
Yeah.
talking about gravity. Okay, never mind. I was looking at the one up, the one that hit Omaha earlier.
Oh, yeah.
That one's falling apart.
If you look at or not, if you look at if you live, oh, what is going on with it? If you live, what? Okay, sorry, I just got majorly confused by that. If you live in Lennox or Clearfield, please take shelter immediately. The tornado is probably still on the ground. This is likely all debris. Could definitely be a little bit more contamination, especially with how far away it is from the radar site. It could definitely be contamination, especially with the fact that there's a lot of hail across this region. It's really hard to tell if it's a tornado on the ground or not. Both of these are radar indicated, so I would only really say it's on the ground if we can get an observed signature on that, because it's honestly too hard to tell if it's on the ground or not without it indicating a strong correlation coefficient or having an observed signature, because
Now,
it's
let
just
me
too far
ask.
from the radar site.
Let me ask Skylar real quick. Oh,
Well, we can also just check in Iowa.
we could just like look up a few storm chaser cameras and the
It's
Iowa
definitely
road
still on
cameras.
the ground. We definitely have a little bit of, at least a little bit of debris still being lofted.
I'm gonna use the Iowa roadside cameras and see if that helped me. They have one. Please say one of them's facing the tor. Oh, it's not. Okay, what about the other ones? There's one down here. Okay, so of course, the direction I actually want to see, it's just not working. Okay, it's just like a wall. I'd still definitely treat it like it's still in the ground.
Yeah, it's definitely has some debris being lofted, it looks like. Um,
I'm at a loss for words this event.
this tornado warning polygon definitely needs to be tweaked a little bit more. This is not a good position for it. It's completely missing where it's going. Unless I'm
Hey,
completely wrong.
I mean, at least it's in a polygon right now.
Yeah, it may be pushing off to the northeast here. We can maybe getting a little bit more of an RFD surge and maybe ripping it to the northeast. That may be what they're doing. I definitely see what seems to be a little bit of, yeah, you see that curvature in the path
Yeah.
it's taking?
Hang on, I'm gonna load up a radar. Okay, I'm gonna get a whole radar scan of the entire event. Whoa.
This is
Whoa.
also
Seeing the evolution of this system. Okay, so this appears it's currently in the weakest phase since it formed right now.
yeah, so okay. It it's honestly kind of hard to tell if it's correlation coefficient drop or uh if it's just purely contamination, because there is a little bit of hail in that region and heavy precipitation, which leads to more contamination or correlation coefficient. So it's really hard to tell if it's on the ground or not, but we definitely see that we have that drop in correlation coefficient there. Definitely indicative of a tornado potentially being on the ground, so it could very well still be on the ground at this time.
Um, Hang on, I'm gonna take a look. Okay, so earlier one of those tornadoes actually hit a farm home, and I had to do search and rescue.
Oh.
Wow.
Were they
It
good?
got,
Were
there
they
was
all
just
right?
There's just one guy. He's fine. He still has power.
How does he still have power?
I have zero idea. I wonder if how long does it take for them to do damage assessment? Probably like
Probably a couple days. There's also they'll probably get we'll probably get a preliminary on the at least the Omaha one, but it does look like
yeah.
multiple towns took a direct hit from the second tornado emergency.
I'm trying to see these if I can get any preliminaries right now.
They're not going to have a preliminary. They're not going to have a preliminary until probably very late in the afternoon and into night or tomorrow.
Probably not, no. Okay, I'm looking at all of these reports right now. I'm legitimately at a loss of words for all these.
Hold on, I'm gonna have to. I need to help out a good friend of mine. They're concerned about storms for their location tomorrow, I think. Let me see. I'm gonna have to pull up models.
For a second there earlier, I thought I was going to have another Pilger type tornado.
You definitely had some pretty good tornadoes that were both on the ground at the same time.
Dude, there's been so many multi-vortex tornadoes today.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they happen this frequently.
Well, they have to be they have to be strong to really support that much to be multi-vortex, right? Like the environment was so conducive. Yeah, the multi-hour wedge. Based on the look of that other tornado, I don't know. Like, I don't want to. I don't know if rating the size of a tornado is considered acceptable or not. Also, I don't know why the desktop audio is muted, so people can't hear you for some reason. But now you're fixed.
All right. No, I didn't realize I was in Seward County, or not Seward. I mean, I was in the Omaha weather forecast area. I want to just see the entire event for today only.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Make no reaction to the stream.
All right.
This is definitely a tornado outbreak on historic proportions.
Hang on. I know that guy. I literally chased with that guy. I was chasing those multi-vortexes with him.
Oh, the Charlie dude?
Yeah, that was the guy I took a picture with. I met him.
Where did we get a tornado warning? Oh, it must have... What? What is this? Oh, we got another tornado warning to the far southwest of Des Moines. Des Moines, Idaho. Des Moines, Idaho. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm gonna be honest.
It's Des Moines. It's Des Moines.
Okay. It looks to be more of those, yeah, it's those clustered cells that we were talking about that were kind of moving, that are kind of far from their radar site, but are moving closer, becoming much more defined. But this is violent rotation here. This is very strong rotation. There's probably a tornado on the ground, especially if we're seeing the upper levels of atmosphere. There's probably a tornado on the ground. This is definitely very, very strong rotation. With outbound, I think, no, I think outbound? No, yeah, outbound. Outbound pixels in the inbound that were over 100 miles per hour being picked up by radar. This is definitely violent rotation. If you do live in this tornado warning area that does include Lennox and Clearfield, please take shelter immediately. This is a dangerous situation. There's also another tornado warning to the north, and there's also some pretty strong rotation and potentially a little bit of a correlation coefficient drop, but I can't really tell for Cromwell and Creston, Iowa. If you live in these affected areas, please take shelter immediately. If anything, Cromwell and Creston are in the most immediate danger with this tornado warning. And if you know anyone that may live in these towns, please urge them to take shelter immediately. We just got another extension on that tornado warning. It is radar indicated, so we don't have any actual indication of it being on the ground just yet. And we can't give it a tornado confirmed signature because there's just too much going on with our correlation coefficient to really give it a tornado or a radar confirmed indicator. And it may not even be on the ground at all. But it all depends on how far it is from the radar site and how much contamination there is. But we could definitely see a tornado come out of this, and they're just pumping out tornado warnings like crazy.
Yeah, I sent you a picture from Skylar.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we definitely have a tornado back down on the ground. For Manila, actually, it does look like it probably cycled around, and we have another tornado warning for Manila. If anything, this is probably tracking more off to the northeast. Hopefully it will stay west of Manila here, but there's still some violent rotation, and probably probably large amounts of debris being lofted into the atmosphere as well. This small region here just cannot get a break. Hopefully Skylar's in this region. He should be. He's relatively close. Yeah, but this is definitely an outbreak on historic proportions. I don't know how many years it's been until we've had 2 tornado emergencies in the same day and at least multiple violent tornadoes. I don't know the conditions that are required for a high risk, but based on how widespread storms have been and how strong these tornadoes have been and how widespread they've been all over this region, I definitely think that the region surrounding Omaha, around this area, or maybe not that area, maybe more so around this area, definitely had the potential to have a high risk issued. No, I definitely think that the area surrounding Omaha definitely had the potential to have a high risk issued. Well, I also don't know the conditions for a high risk, so I can't give my best opinion on it. Maybe I'll get my first high risk tomorrow, potentially, but it all depends. It really all depends tomorrow. Yeah, but atmospheric recovery looks rapid for tomorrow. Uh, wouldn't you say that 2024 has turned itself around? Just like you did? Why are
Yeah,
you? Why does it keep muting you? Why does it keep wanting to mute you on stream?
I don't know, but just like we drew it up.
Yeah.
The hail risks should make tomorrow
We
moderate.
did. Okay, so that tornado is still on the. I don't know about a hail risk, but that tornado is definitely still on the ground, to the northwest of Manila. There, if you live in this
Oh, yeah,
warning
I
box,
see it.
please take shelter immediately. The size of this debris ball definitely debris ball definitely suggests that this could be a very large tornado as well. If you live in regions of this warning that does include Arcadia, West Side, Halber, and Aspen Wall, please take shelter immediately, as well as Manila. Please take shelter immediately if you live in this affected area. This probably has a observed. Yep, it does. It does have the observed sounding on it, or observed indicator on it. I'm just gonna go ahead and add the word historic to the title of the live stream.
Yeah, this is definitely historic.
This is definitely gonna be one for the history books.
Yeah. We're at the front lines right now.
I definitely had a feeling that 2024 was gonna explode at some point. It was just conservative until it popped. It was just building up tension until it wanted to explode.
Sorry, I just saw something.
But the thing is, like I genuinely was so concerned. Like, I don't know if the environment, I don't know, like maybe human activity or something just caused the environment to be so screwed up that nothing good nothing good as far as storm chasing was going to happen ever again. But man, 2024's really turned itself around.
Yeah.
There's still definitely a tornado on the ground. Hopefully it stays in mainly rural areas, but West Side and Arcadia and Halberd definitely seem to be in the most immediate danger. Correlation coefficient drop definitely indicates debris being lofted into the atmosphere. I don't know what's in this area. Probably at least farm towns that are probably obliterated, unfortunately.
Today has been very bad in terms of how this is going.
Today has been historic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're talking about like from the perspective of this right now.
Yeah. How do you ever remember a date when there was 2 tornado emergencies in the same day for 2 separate locations?
That was a while ago.
I wonder if there's data on that, because I'm kind of curious now. Okay, list of United States tornado emergencies.
Dude, I got a really photogenic tornado earlier. I just can't believe that.
Yeah. They already have the data for the tornado emergencies that happened today.
Wait, what? Do they have ratings or no?
No ratings. They just have the data on Wikipedia for the fact that there was a tornado emergency.
Okay. Okay, Omaha's trending right now.
Of course it would be. April 5th, December 10th, October 24th, September 1st, May 2nd, March 25th, April 2nd, or April 22nd, April 13th, April 12th, March 24th, December 16th, May 28th, May 27th, May 22nd, May 20th, March
Hey,
3rd. Yeah,
I
it
got
hasn't happened in years, but I don't know when it last happened.
I got a picture of a 3D radar of when it hit Omaha.
Oh.
Look at that.
Oh, never mind. Okay, so there was multiple tornado emergencies on March 31st. So it's not that rare, but still, it's pretty rare. In terms of, like, oh. Well,
I need to show you another video real quick. This is from Omaha.
I'm going to mute the stream for a moment. Right as I do that, there's another tornado. Tornado. I almost said tornado emergency. There's another tornado warning, not tornado emergency.
Where?
For Shelby, Ovaca, Hannock, Walnut, just to the south of Harlan again.
Wow. I actually can't put into words of this.
You and me both, to be honest.
That one tornado warning is tracking its way towards the Des Moines, Iowa.
You can't even say it proper.
Yeah, it took me like a moment to try to say it. I can't talk crap if I can't say it. Hang on, I'm gonna take a look at models real quick for what today's supposed to do. See if it changed at all. I doubt it has.
I'm surprised that this wasn't a 15% tornado risk. It had very similar parameters to a very similar parameter space to the April 2nd,
Okay, so
2024.
hang on. That northern cell, HRRR shows that northern cell becoming merging together and becoming stronger at 8 o'clock.
I'm honestly surprised that we didn't have at least a 15% tornado risk, because this is still extremely similar parameter space to the April 2nd, 2025, and even that had more conditionality, or not 2025, April 2nd, 2023 parameter space with that 15% tornado risk that I chased, and I almost got to see a tornado. That had very similar parameter space, and even that had more conditionality than this.
Yeah.
Like, it's goofy that the SPC didn't issue a 15% tornado risk.
And right now, up in Iowa, it's only 1,400 Cape.
Yeah, because we have the majority of your cheat code up there. Let me check mesoanalysis. I need to have mesoanalysis pulled up.
I'm trying to take a look at models real quick. Earlier, when I was chasing, the Cape was at 3,000 where I was. That's probably why I was.
Yeah, like there was 4,000 joules per kilogram of instability down into Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Where is surface? Nope. Surface vorticity in 3 kilo. Oh yeah, there's an insane hotspot for our cheat code in that region still, which makes sense. That's the whole reason this all started.
Yeah.
And then we're probably just going to get another tornado warning on the back end of this for Chlorhold here. This is literally a train of 4 separate areas of rotation. You have this one to the north of Creston. This very massive one that's going straight towards Alton. This one that is newly formed just to the southwest of Lenox. And this one that is absolutely massive for Grant City. If anything, this should have a tornado warning as soon as possible.
Which one?
Grant City. Look at Grant City.
Oh, I see it. The one that's severe warned.
Yes.
Which radar site are you using? Omaha?
The closest one. I'm Des Moines.
Okay. Des Moines. Desmononi. Desmonani. Oh yeah, the upper level rotation should definitely have. Well, is that rotation?
That's rotation.
Because it looks like it's just one way.
It's not. So if it makes it if it puts in more into perspective, you have the entire couplet moving towards the radar site, so all of it's going to be green.
I was on the wrong velocity mode.
Oh, because like all of it's tracking towards the radar site, so all of it's going to be green, but you have the much stronger blues that are heading towards the radar site much faster than the storm itself, while our greens are kind of trailing behind, while the majority of it's still moving towards the radar site.
I switched over to storm relative velocity, and that's what I got.
There's still so there's definitely rotation there, and this is still very violent rotation. Thank goodness this is tracking through mainly rural areas, though, but we do have a couple small towns in the path, like Alton. If you live in Alton or Creston, please take shelter immediately. If you live in Lenox or Clearfield, please take shelter immediately. If you live in Grant City, please take shelter immediately, even though that doesn't have a tornado warning just yet. I'm
nervous for tomorrow.
It all depends. I don't know if tomorrow. It depends. I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if tomorrow's actually gonna perform like what I'm thinking it's gonna.
Well, the year is 2024, so just keep that in mind.
That's a good point. Hey, at least I got 2 tornadoes so far this year.
Yep.
I'm not gonna complain. I literally cried right before I went chasing. Like, I thought I was not gonna see anything.
Dude, like, I was, like, so... Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, just last night, I was so heavily discouraged, too. Like, like so heavily discouraged to continue tracking severe thunderstorms, even though I was going to regardless. I was like, dude, are we ever going to see anything like big?
Oh shoot! I said the wrong thing. I forgot I had that saved to my copy paste.
But like I like genuinely was so discouraged. I was like, is 2024 ever going to turn itself around? But man,
Yeah, as soon as it flip flops to from El Nino to La Nina, it just like ah.
I
I think that
think
storm was shaped like a Ferris wheel.
I don't know about how I don't know climatology, but I think El Nino just kind of screwed everything up. I don't think El Nino was really the is I don't think it's that supportive of severe thunderstorms, right? I think La Nina it gives the jet stream a better temperature gradient and it makes it overall stronger in the summer months.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know climatology at all.
An octopus grabs stuff and a squid stabs stuff. Interesting.
This is also the most rapid growth I've had for my channel in a very long time.
How much have you gained this video?
Yesterday, I think I was sitting at actually, what was I sitting at yesterday?
You're at 256. Your chat is being spammed right now.
Yeah, it's fine.
Uh, we got Rosati di Estoy Gui Que Rico. I don't speak Spanish.
I got another tornado warning.
It says there's twins. There's twins to the south.
Um,
In Missouri or I mean Iowa.
where are you looking? Oh, Iowa?
Yeah, it's in Iowa, about Creston.
Okay.
Let me just share this to you because holy crap, this is
Uh,
definitely twins, and that's pretty close to the radar site now. Where's your user? There it is. Here, that.
this couplet is not on the ground. There's no correlation coefficient drop. This
Yeah,
one
but
I
there's
can't tell either. This one's
still.
probably on the ground. It does look like it has a little bit of a correlation coefficient drop.
Look
Thankfully,
what I
these
just
storms
said.
are mainly in rural areas, aren't going through crazy things.
Look
Oh,
what I said.
those ones. It's
Yeah,
those.
those ones are definitely twins right now. Oh, those ones.
Also, I fixed the issue that I had with live streaming my storm chases. I figured out why it wasn't connecting. It was because the
Why?
connection is just so bad whenever I was chasing. Like the connection just so bad. I don't know what I
Yeah.
could do to make it better.
Now you see how difficult it is for me.
Yeah, I just don't know what I can do to make it better to actually.
Starlink. You need a Starlink.
Okay.
It's probably mainly just internet issues, isn't it?
Yeah, it was the fact that like it was how my GoPro couldn't connect to my phone because my phone had a bad connection.
Oh yeah, you see how difficult it is for me now?
Yes.
Yeah, so next time that my stream is bad, you're lucky you're even able to see a stream.
Yeah. I had to like make do with making a insane video to compensate for the lack of a stream on my storm chase.
Yeah. I mean, I streamed a little bit of the chase today, but I just decided to stop streaming because I did end up seeing stuff damaging stuff.
Yeah.
and I didn't really want to have that on the stream right now.
Yeah,
I'm
that
not.
makes sense.
I wasn't fully prepared for it on stream. I
Yeah,
wasn't. I was not expecting that either. So I just decided to end stream and go take care of that.
yeah,
The good news is everybody was all right. Just
yeah. That's
the
good.
house, the house's roof was gone, and a bunch of semi trucks were flipped over, and a storm chaser vehicle was destroyed.
Oh,
I don't like that, but
yeah.
they
I
were
mean,
okay. Everybody was okay as far as I know.
yeah. I mean, it's not good to see. This is definitely more. This is definitely one of the more historic days for 2024.
Yeah. Um.
Like I don't even know where to start right now. We have so many tornado warnings. I don't know what to track.
It's kind of becoming overwhelming right now.
There's literally so many. Like there's a need to track all of them, but it's impossible to do that. Like I have to pick one of these and track it. But I
I'm
don't know
gonna
which one. I don't. I think I should probably
well
track
since I was
these
here,
ones. If anything, these have a.
track those bottom. I'll just keep an eye on the ones up top, and if
The-
anything serious
yeah,
happens with them, I'll let you know.
yeah. These ones are also getting closer to the radar site, and that other area of rotation that I was talking about for Grant City just went tornado warned. And it actually looks like it may have a little bit of a correlation coefficient drop there, but take that with a grain of salt because this is very far from the radar site and there's likely contamination. Plus, it also has to get through the entire downdraft core to actually pick up anything on correlation. So it very well could be
Hey,
contamination.
Joe,
Yeah.
look at the size of this tower. I'm gonna send you a picture. Look at the huge size of the tower. The rest of it's at equilibrium level. That's just the tower.
Oh.
That's how high is that?
Uh.
That's that's another extra 10 kilometers above equilibrium level.
I mean, hold on. We can do this.
I think is what it said.
Do
I do
echo
not know.
tops. Where?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Where
I
was
forgot
that?
Echo Tops. It's the northern one next that's heading towards the radar site
In Des
that you're
Moines.
selected. Yeah. The ones where it's yellow.
I think that's 42,000 feet. I think.
Yeah. And that's an extra 10,000 feet above equilibrium level.
Holy, what's equilibrium level right now?
I think it's about 200 millibar, which is about
Depends on
40,000
potential
feet in
height.
the air. Or I think, I don't remember. It's probably about 30,000 feet if I remember correctly. But still, it's really high up above equilibrium.
Yeah, like these
The area where
are these are
the area where
powerful updrafts.
where the green is, that's the equilibrium level on the satellite for the echo tops.
Man,
I'm gonna take a look at echo tops on mine too, real quick.
so we have like three areas of rotation. I thought there were four. I don't know where the fourth one went.
This is certainly a day to be reckoned with. This is the day that storm chasers finally get what they wanted.
Yep.
This is what we get. Yeah, the storms to the south appear to be
Oh,
strengthening.
never mind. There's still four areas of rotation. I'm just an idiot.
The storm to the south appears to be strengthening, while the storm up north.
Yeah, the south one definitely looks like it may have some debris on it. Even though it has to get through the entire like precipitation downdraft core, so it may be contaminated, especially with it having to go through large hail.
Yeah, I think it just might be rain wrapped at the moment.
Can we choose like a farther radar site? Oh. Yeah, even from the south, it looks like they may have a little bit of a debris signature there.
Yeah,
Actually, a lot of these do look like they have a debris signature. We may have to use some of the further ones just so we can see correlation coefficient just a little bit better. Like this one definitely has a very large, not very large, but definitely has a pretty indicative debris signature there, with that rotation, with that area of rotation. Same with this one, but this is probably a little bit more contamination because there is large hail and heavy precipitation in this region. But there's definitely probably at least a lot of messy debris in the atmosphere with this. This is probably on the ground. Do any tornadoes have an observe tag right now? Yes, they do. This one to the north here has an observe tag. Yeah, that's about to be expired. I don't know what they're doing with that. And then they have this one here. This one, okay. This one was observed, but it was downgraded to a radar indicated. Because we lost our correlation coefficient, I think. We don't have a correlation coefficient drop that would indicate it being on the ground, but it could still touch down. If you live in Winterset in Patterson, as well as Maxburg and East Peru, please take shelter immediately. There's a dangerous situation, and a tornado could definitely touch down at any time. Same with areas to the south for Creston, Alton, and Thayer. Definitely very large area of rotation. You could definitely see maybe a tornado on the ground with that as of right now, but it's hard to tell based on correlation coefficient just being so messy. For our area of rotation, to the east of Lennox here, definitely looks like we may have a lot of debris fallout surrounding our area of rotation. Definitely looks like we have a debris signature. So this tornado is likely on the ground. If you live in Kent, Rice or Shannon City, as well as Alton, please take shelter immediately. There's a tornado probably on the ground right now. And then we also have the other tornado warning for Reading, Mount Ayr, Blockton, and Kellerton, as well as Elston. Please take shelter immediately. Tornado may be on the ground, but it's very hard to tell with our correlation coefficient drop right now, or correlation coefficiency. But we definitely have a very low area of correlation coefficiency right on top of some really strong rotation. But this is the upper levels of the atmosphere. This is definitely the upper level, mid-level to upper level regions of the mesocyclone because it's so far away from the radar site. But still really strong rotation, especially in the upper levels. Yeah, this definitely looks like it may be on the ground. It definitely has a good correlation coefficient drop on it, even if it is maybe a little bit more contaminated, but there's still some strong rotation there. But I would wait for an observed tag on this tornado warning to really say it's on the ground until we say it is. This one is definitely on the ground. Even if it is, this is definitely not contamination. This is definitely a well-defined debris ball there. To the east of Creston, for this area of strong rotation. That's definitely a tornado on the ground. And we also have a tornado touching back down to the southwest of Maxburg. If you live in Maxburg, please take shelter immediately. This is immediately en route to your location if you live in Maxburg. If you know anyone that lives in Maxburg, Iowa, small town of Maxburg, Iowa, more so in western Iowa, southwestern Iowa, please urge them to get to shelter immediately. Or if you yourself live in Maxburg, Iowa, please take shelter immediately. This tornado is touching back down again and is immediately en route for Maxburg, Iowa. So and a much larger area of debris, tracking through mainly rural areas, but does look like luring more, maybe more in its direct immediate threat region, even if it is mainly outside of the tornado warning area. Further down to the south, still some really, really strong areas of rotation here. And this is probably also on the ground. There's 4 tornadoes in the same, like within miles of each other that are probably on the ground right now. If that doesn't indicate a tornado outbreak, then I have no idea what does. This is definitely a extremely historic day for the Omaha and surrounding regions. And it's still April, which is scary. Jackson, you're not going to believe it when I say this, but we have over 70 tornado reports.
Oh. Oh, Lord.
There's over 70 tornado reports right now. It's the most reported thing today, too. It's passing wind and hail. Wind has 20 and hail has 63 reports. We have 78, I think, 78 tornado reports. We have 61 filter reports, though.
Still a lot.
Yeah, that's still an insane amount of tornado reports. That's definitely a tornado outbreak. And someone on Twitter, someone pretty prominent in the WX Twitter community said that if you told me this was a high risk, then I would have believed it. That's what they said.
But no, it's an enhanced.
That you could definitely very well say performed as a high risk. It's definitely up to that level, I would say. This is definitely a really widespread event. Multiple strong tornadoes already. Majority of the tornadoes, I think, have been strong so far. Yeah, but still, tornado definitely on the ground, en route for Maxburg here. Please take shelter immediately. Debris ball just to the southwest, definitely going to track immediately through Maxburg. Velocity already does indicate it tracking through Maxburg. That's another town hit, unfortunately. Still, probably a massive tornado still on the ground with this debris ball here. Very large correlation coefficient drop with very strong and messy rotation. Very indicative of a strong tornado definitely on the ground right now. Lori Moore is definitely in the immediate danger of this thing. I don't know about the 1 near Kent, but still tornado warning continues for Shannon City, Risp, and Creston, Iowa. If you live in those affected areas, please take shelter immediately. Tornado warning continues for Reading, Mount Airy, Kellerton, Beaconsfield, and Elston, or yeah, Elston, If you live in those affected areas, please take shelter immediately, as well as some other small towns that look like Delphos, Malloy, and Benton. Malloy and Benton was just taken out of the tornado warning polygon, but still, definitely a tornado still on, potentially still on the ground. It's kind of hard to tell with our correlation, but this could very well be an insane amount of debris being lofted into the atmosphere. Reading may also have just been impacted.
I'm making a quick post on my face.
Okay. Whenever I say I'm speechless, it's true whenever I can't even like continue my sentence to say why I'm speechless. I need to check models. Hold on. Concerned about the southern extent of this risk. May get a secondary round in the very early morning of tomorrow. I don't know what my sister's doing that caused her to make that noise, but okay.
Oh, I thought you were saying. I thought you were gonna say. I don't know what my sister did to cause that, and the just like the
No,
storm.
no, my sister just made a very weird noise.
Oh, I was about to say. Why'd you let your sister cook?
I don't know. I'm sorry. Shouldn't have
She
let her.
accidentally. She accidentally just completely devastated the entire state of Nebraska. We're gone now.
All of these renegade supercells and potentially some embedded in the line are gonna be very supportive of tornadoes. Very widespread and in a highly conducive environment for tornadoes. It definitely doesn't look like it's the only day for a tornado outbreak. Tomorrow looks like it could be terrible as well. We'll definitely be doing live. I'll definitely at least be doing live coverage for that.
I'll probably be chasing.
Yeah, didn't you say you were gonna chase?
I'm gonna chase the northern extent where the warm front is.
That may be mostly impacted by morning convection out of anything.
Maybe. We're gonna see tomorrow.
If you have the possibility, I would say chase further south because
I would, but I don't know because I mean the amount of gas money I've spent the past 2 days.
Yeah,
I don't really have much right now.
Yeah, the thing is with that, like, if you were to chase to the north and then get disappointed. I wouldn't want you to get disappointed chasing the warm front and then having
Well,
it bust.
if I chase the warm front, then I'm closer to home.
Well, that's also true, but you also have a much lower risk for maybe a lower reward, or you have a much higher risk for maybe a lower reward.
Also, the chaser convergence where I was chasing earlier was insane.
Yeah, I mean that was a very photogenic tornado.
Yeah. But that was the worst chaser convergence I've ever seen for me.
Let's pull up our dual panels again. Let's continue to track these things. Does it look like Maxburg got hit? Hopefully it didn't. Nope, Maxburg definitely got hit at least a little bit, but it does look like it thankfully fizzled out a little bit before right before it hit Maxburg. But it definitely was on the ground for some time right before it hit Maxburg. It definitely probably did at least a little bit of damage to at least southwestern Maxburg. Still like very strong messy rotation, very indicative signature for debris. On the more larger area of rotation. And this is the probably out of anything the best tornado that, or the best cell that has the potential for tornado. It's renegade from the cells that are behind it. I do think that precipitation is likely going to be vented into its inflow from stuff behind it, but also maybe vented into its RFD, which may be a little bit more of an aiding factor. Then we also have the one for Mount Ayer, that's still tornado warned. Could still be producing a tornado, I think.
The Dow is actually outside right now. The Dow is scanning.
And this one is also more discreet, so it probably has more of a better chance of producing a tornado than the one further up to the north. And this is still some very strong, very widespread, very strong rotation there. And likely potentially contamination. Hopefully it's contamination, but it could very well be debris. If you live in Mount Ayer, Elston, and Beaconsfield, and Kellerton, please take shelter immediately. Same for Creston and Afton. Creston and Afton, please take shelter immediately. There's another tornado warning storm that could definitely be on the ground. Definitely looks like there may be a little bit of a correlation coefficient drop there, indicating debris with some pretty strong rotation. Pretty strong rotation there.
Yeah, the Dow actually got onto that wedge tornado.
Okay, never mind. That's not in line with the rotation. And then you also have the other area of rotation that's continuing on the ground. Hopefully it passes to the northwest of Lorrimore, and it continues to track through populated areas, but it does look like East Peru and Lorrimore may be more on the chopping blocks. If you do live in those affected areas, please make sure you're taking the necessary precautions and taking shelter. Oh, I thought they issued one big tornado warning for all this. Oh, yeah, there's definitely some very strong rotation here as well. Still a mess on radar, but what has been going on? I thought there was... Oh, Creston has just been in a train. The past, like, 3 radar couplets have passed extremely close and likely have impacted Creston. The last three couplets, including this one.
Hang on. Creston is just being Oh, there's how many warnings is right there? Three? Four? Three. Oh, nope, four. There's a fourth one. Yep.
1, 2,
There,
3.
there's a fourth one. There's four.
I genuinely. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think.
There's four of them inside of each other. And
There's
one to
3.
the south.
Okay, they just cleaned it up some more. There's 3
Oh.
tornado warnings.
Thank the Lord.
Thank God those storms up to the north and more northwestern Iowa have stopped producing tornado. They're going to, they're in more of an occluded environment. Hopefully this can occlude. Hopefully the warm fronts and cold fronts can combine and occlude this region before these storms track into Des Moines, because these are getting breathtakingly close, unfortunately, to Des Moines. There's just a train of 4 different areas of rotation heading towards Des Moines, but still miles out. Hopefully it can occlude fast enough before we have a terrible situation for Des Moines. Still have these tornado warnings. Still the 3 areas of rotation. The one that immediately stands out to me as being on the ground is still this one that looks like it's going to pass to the northeast of Lorimor. But East Peru is definitely still on the chopping block, as well as
Creston.
Yeah,
Creston
Creston.
still looks like.
I can't put a finger on if it's okay. Never mind. It's an observed tornado. So there's definitely is a tornado on the ground. If you live in Creston, if you know anyone that lives in Creston, please take shelter immediately. And if you know anyone that lives in Creston, please urge them to take shelter immediately. Very dangerous situation. Very defined radar couplet here.
Both tornadoes are observed, by the way. The one in Creston and the one in Lorimor.
There's 2 couplets.
Yeah, both of them are observed.
Oh. May be getting another tornado trying to touch back down in Winterset. There may be a slight correlation coefficient drop there.
Is there a correlation coefficient drop in both the Lorimor and Creston tornadoes?
I
see
yes, there is. It does look like there may be at least a little bit of debris being lofted, but it may be more so contamination. It doesn't really stand out.
Oh yeah, those are definitely tornadoes.
The one for Creston is kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, the one for Creston is certainly less, but the one for Lorimor it's there. It's there.
Yeah, Lorimor is definitely on the ground, especially with the look of that velocity there.
Down south at Mount Air, there's also it looks like there's a...
Yeah, there's still some violent rotation and likely some crazy debris. But
I'm
it's
using
also
spectrum width.
you can also tell that there is a 3 body scatter spike here, so
I'm using the spectrum width too, and you can tell there's tornadoes around Creston and Lorimor with that.
okay.
Winterset, it looks like it's trying to produce something.
Mount Ayer may be getting impacted. If you live in Mount Ayer, please be taking shelter immediately. If you know anyone that lives in Mount Ayer, please urge them to take shelter immediately. There's likely, or not likely, but there's definitely potentially a tornado tracking through Mount Ayer, but don't second guess it. If you live in the warning polygon, please take shelter immediately. Even if there isn't a tornado, which there very well could be a tornado on the ground right now, one could still touch down at any time. If you live in the affected area, please take shelter immediately. My body's actually beginning to ache because of how long I've been doing this.
How long have you been doing this? Since like 4
hours?
Like 3 hours or something?
Probably longer.
Maybe.
Let's see.
If a storm leaves the area where there's a high instability, would the storm just die?
Yeah.
Like if it leaves the instability?
Yeah.
Oh no, instability. Oh no, the instability is gonna rip your car apart.
Oh no, dude, I remember that game. I need to play that game again. The game is actually so fun.
Okay, Mount Air is there's definitely a debris ball down there. It's
Yeah.
it's also literally inside of the hail core. So,
Yeah, so
but the
take
darker areas of that hail core is definitely the debris ball too.
yeah, it's really hard to tell, but it's definitely a possible tornado on the ground. Especially with the
And
look of the
then
velocity.
look at Creston. There's a debris ball right there. You can see it. It's very hard to see, but it's there.
I think I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, Creston. I let me.
Also, turns out we have been doing this for under 3 hours, so
Wow.
I thought I was
Together
doing just
or
me.
just you? Okay, I've been doing this for probably like an hour and a half. Let me show you my 4 panel real quick, and maybe you can see the Creston debris ball.
What are you using? That's spectrum.
Radar scope. Yeah, spectrum width.
Ew, what is that correlation coefficient?
Shh. This is all stock radar scope stuff. Okay, Maxburg. There's a tornado to the right of Maxburg, to the east of Maxburg, and
Yeah,
northwest of Lorrimore, pretty much north, and it's
yeah.
to the west of East.
East Peru is definitely on the chopping block for the storm. If you live in East Peru, please take shelter immediately. If you live in Winterset, uh, there may be another tornado trying to form. There's definitely a rotation, and we may have seen a small area of correlation coefficient drop that indicated at least a brief tornado being on the ground. So maybe trying to touch down. So hopefully it doesn't. But if you live in Winterset, tornado could definitely be trying to touch down. So take shelter immediately. East Peru, definitely make sure you're in your safe spot. This is definitely not a good situation for East Peru. If you live in Creston, please stay in your
Okay.
safe spot.
Mount Air is an observed tornado now.
Okay. So there's definitely okay. So there has been a confirmed tornado for the storm for Mount Air. Uh, so this is definitely debris. Newest scan just became less uncertain or more uncertain. Sorry, but
Look at the hail core. It's at 70 dBz. That's debris for Mount Air.
it's so hard to tell if it's debris or not. But it could definitely be.
Well, if you look at the correlation coefficient, it's definitely debris.
I'm gonna have to go back a frame. Let me see. No, it doesn't match. I'm not seeing it match together.
Oh,
I'm not seeing it match together. I don't think the a correlation coefficient drop is associated with a higher reflectivity.
might just be dust then.
It could also be debris though. But still, this could also just
It could be
massive hail as
smaller.
well.
It could just be smaller debris or debris matching the size of the hail core.
Either way, like we could have smaller hail and we could just have a large amount of debris that's being picked up, or it could be massive hail and maybe small amounts of debris. It's either or, but still, either way, there's a tornado on the ground.
The tornado by Creston it's definitely there. It's observed still, and
Yeah, if you live in Elston, Baconsfield, or Kellerton, please take shelter immediately. This is a confirmed tornado now.
there's a spotter report north of Afton, and it reads I'll be a second here. 7:51 p.m. So 2 minutes ago. City 1 miles northwest of Afton, Iowa. Large tornado 4 miles to this report's northwest.
Okay.
So the Creston tornado was reported as a large tornado.
The thing is, the sun is still up, which is the crazy part.
Yeah. So if it stays within the instability area, it's still going to get lapse rate heating or some heating, especially in front of the storm. Actually, wait.
We really need the sun to set over this region almost immediately before it inches too close to Des Moines.
Let me check.
It's literally a race against time before the sun sets across this region. or Des Moines is impacted by multiple areas of rotation.
I'm gonna take a look at satellite real quick. Also, the sun is beginning to set there.
Well, I have this thing here. I have the day and night layer on Radar Omega.
Yeah, the sun is starting to set though, so it's probably not gonna. It should be gone here soon. The sun.
Hopefully, because this is not good. It's literally a
No,
race against time.
we don't need another capital city being hit today or ever.
Um.
Maybe Knoxville. Wait, what?
Okay, buddy.
Oh, my radar scope just broke. What? Okay, there we go.
But East Peru is still like on the main chopping board, I would say, for this area of rotation here. If you live if you live in East Peru, Iowa, please take shelter immediately. Winterset seems to be in the clear. Creston, definitely an apparent tornado on the ground now, with the correlation coefficient drop indicating debris being lofted and some really strong rotation there. Definitely an apparent tornado on the ground. The tornado warning does include mainly Maxburg as well as Lorrimore, even if it's outside of the warning polygon. Definitely make sure you're taking shelter immediately. Mount Air. Where do I want to start unpacking this at? There's definitely a 3-body scatter spike, so there's definitely at least a large amount of something in the atmosphere. It could be either debris or hail. Hopefully it's hail. Hopefully it's just massive hailstones. But it's also far from the radar site, so that's also giving it more uncertainty. But we have a very large area of low correlation. And these tornado warnings are continuing to track towards downtown Des Moines.
Des Moines. Baby.
It's
This is not good.
This is truly not good.
This is certainly one of the events. Yeah, I'm looking at how fast the sun's setting between frames, and it looks like it's setting pretty fast right now.
Still, either way, the tornado still has at least any of these storms still have like at least a good hour or so, even after the sun sets, to still try and produce a tornado. After the sunset, the tornado risk doesn't immediately drop away. Oh, there's no way that this dude just said tornado cast NATO cast verified today.
Wait, did it?
NATOcast is printed out. For those of you that don't know, NATOcast is like an AI machine learning thing for forecasting the tornado risk. It printed out a 45% tornado risk for tomorrow, in the region where all those renegade supercells I was talking about. Hold on, let me pull up NATOcast again. I lost it. Tornado warnings are continuing to go crazy. I definitely think NATOcast has definitely some potential to it, because it did predict that surprise outbreak for the Iowa or the Ohio region in March, as well as that Hot Springs Village tornado. It actually had the hatched area right where the tornado was strongest, right where it passed through. So it predicted the cell itself and where it would be strongest at, way ahead of schedule. Here's
What if NATOcast verifies tomorrow?
Hopefully it doesn't.
I hope so too, because that's gonna be
Another long day.
Yeah, for you and for me, because I'm gonna actually be out there tomorrow. I might go south to central Kansas. I don't know.
This is the absolutely calibrated NATOcast run.
Holy. It's for tomorrow.
There was a calibrated 45% tornado risk. But the calibrated or the non-calibrated, I don't know which one's more accurate, the calibrated or the non-calibrated. The calibrated has a the absolutely calibrated is overall has a higher potential for tornadoes the majority of the times. But yeah, I think NATOcast forecast definitely did verify. It did have a absolutely calibrated of a 45% tornado risk for today, and then it had a 30%. No, I think it either had a 15% or I think it had a 30% for today for its non-calibrated, which I think it's more accurate one, but I'm not sure. But there's still definitely two tornadoes on the ground, especially this couplet that is just the northwest of Afton here. Lorrimore is definitely more on the chopping block with this one, as well as this one here, with Winterset, Patterson, St. Charles. It's going to miss East Peru, hopefully. It does look like it is going to miss East Peru. But this is
Reed Timmer intercepted the Omaha tornado.
Nice. Like actual full intercept with the vehicle, or just like
in the Dominator.
Okay, so did he intercept like as in like, oh, I just got close to it and watched it pass in front of me, or
No,
did he actually
deployed.
Okay.
He deployed in it. Pod storm chasing began today. What a day to begin.
How storm chasing ended today?
No, COD. Weather.cod storm chasing started.
Oh. I thought about going. I thought about changing my plans from going to the Oklahoma State University to the College of DuPage because they actually have storm chasing courses, but I'd rather go to Oklahoma. I'm a storm chaser. Of course I can't pay my water bill. It does look like our correlation coefficient drops did go away, thankfully, but we still have one that is still on the ground. Winterset tornado does look like it is still on the ground, does have that correlation coefficient drop there, as well as this one also touching back down, so I kind of lied actually until I looked at it further. So as well as this one further back to the south, kind of out of frame for you guys, but you have this one, and this one that are both on the ground, as well as this one, and this one that are both on the ground. Yeah, all three areas of rotation are currently on the ground. If you live at, okay, Winterset may have just got directly impacted, unfortunately. Patterson is definitely the most concerned right now, it looks like, as well as Lorrimore for that tornado further off to the southwest. For this storm here, further down to the south, the one that's extremely hard to piece together, Elston, Beaconsfield, Grand River, and Oskella is currently in the tornado warning. It was downgraded to radar indicated. We don't really have too much indicator from correlation, and it's also extremely messy and contaminated. But we definitely have a really, really nice velocity signature there. Hopefully these can lift before they move into downtown regions of Des Moines. I really don't know where to begin unpacking this at. Other than the fact that a tornado warning continues, it is slowly tracking into more and more populated areas of Des Moines here. This is not looking good, unfortunately, unless these tornadoes can lift. I do need to do a little frontal analysis because I need to know where our frontal systems are to see if this environment is occluded. Now, this area is still in the open warm sector, but as these storms continue to track off to the northeast, they'll slowly move into an area with less surface instability and will slowly become elevated over time. We also just got our new SPC outlook. I wonder what it says. Okay. So we have an enhanced risk. Ooh. Okay. So the SPC outlook is now a 5% tornado risk for here, a 5% tornado risk for here, and a continued 10% tornado risk for where we are currently watching. However, this risk will likely slowly be fizzled away as these storms die off. Further down to the south for that one storm for the Elston and Grand River that is hopefully going to track between the two cities and stay in mainly rural areas, which is what it looks like it's going to do. Does have a area of lower end correlation coefficient amongst some contamination, so it may be some debris. This tornado could definitely very well still be on the ground. So if you do live in the affected areas, that does include Osceola, Grand River, and Woodburn. Please take shelter immediately. I really want this day to just end. Oh, tornado warning is continuing, unfortunately, as multiple areas of rotation continue to track into the Des Moines area. What's good is that this area of rotation does look like it is fizzling away slowly, but it does look like it may still be on the ground with some lower correlation coefficient there. Definitely looks like there may be a little bit of debris being lofted, so this tornado could definitely still be on the ground, potentially. Further down to the south with that just here, another area of rotation to the south of Winterset that's likely around here by now. And Patterson is going to be cut awfully close and potentially impacted. If you live in Patterson, please take shelter immediately. And if you know anyone that lives in Patterson, please urge them to get to shelter immediately. This is a dangerous situation. Tornado is still on the ground at this time. And then further down to the south even more, there's another area of rotation that it doesn't look like it's on the ground still. It definitely looks like there may be still a correlation coefficient drop, but I'm kind of waiting on our next correlation coefficient scan to see with that one. Same with the first one that we looked at for this region. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's that much indicator of it being on the ground because we do have like a random contamination spike here from our radar site. And then we also have another area rotation that may be developing off to the west. Um, I don't know what I need to do because I have a very important assignment that I have to get done tonight. I may have to do that in the background.
I'm trying to find a way to get some funds for chasing in Oklahoma tomorrow.
Oh, good luck.
My dad said that if I clean the house, I can get the money.
All right.
So I'm gonna have to do that now. It's gonna take me a few hours because my sisters are messy and don't like to clean up after themselves. You know, sisters.
Yeah.
Well, have a good stream.
All right.
Don't
Well,
go
thank
insane.
you.
If you start-
I'm already reaching that point. My eyes genuinely burn.
I mean, you're not expected to stream. You're not obligated to.
I also do have to like do an important assignment that is due tonight.
Tonight?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I recommend doing your schoolwork. School's a top priority. I mean, you're still in school, so.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the rest of the time in the world to be a meteorologist.
Yeah, I definitely may have to, especially with tomorrow, I definitely may have to cut this stream off for now. Definitely may have to, I'm probably going to have to end the stream here. Just have too much stuff going on right now that I have to get done. So I'm going to have to go ahead and do that. So I thank everyone for tuning in so far, but we're going to have to end it off for tonight. But definitely make sure if you live in the Des Moines area, please make sure you're staying weather alert and watching for any tornado warnings that definitely may be coming your way. And if you need continued coverage, there are multiple other people out there that do these live streams. So there are probably countless that you could find. that continue to
Ryan
do this
Hall.
coverage. Yeah, Ryan
Ryan Hall's
Hall.
doing-
I don't know if Max Velocity is doing one tonight.
He is.
Okay.
Oh, the tornado. The tornado impacted Fort Calhoun nuclear power plant
Oh.
in Nebraska.
Oh.
Interesting.
All right.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go now.
All right. Well,
have a
see
good
ya.
rest of your stream. Bye bye.
Bye. And with him leaving, I'm also just gonna end this stream here too, because I have to work on an important assignment. So